Hello everybody, welcome to another video of Helping Little Gems. In today's video, we're going to be talking about diversity. So, in this story, there are two types of people, okay? One is a young boy who's going to school and has a decent life, and the other boy who's a poor person selling newspapers on the street. Now, both of them have the same name, which is Samir, and they call themselves Samir Ek and Samir Do. However, they both follow different religions, they have different lifestyle, and one of them goes to school while the other doesn't. So there are quite a few differences amongst them. And in society, we all have a lot of differences. And it can be the same. Our choices, the languages we speak, our favorite things, and a lot of these things matter. These are the things which cause differences amongst us. And that's what we call diversity. So it's basically the ability it's how we can have a lot of differences at a place. So the collection of all this is what we call diversity. Now, how does diversity help us? How does it make our life so nice? Let me take the example of the fairy tales and the stories that our parents have told us as children and what our grandparents have told us. Imagine if everybody did the same thing and all stories were the same. Wouldn't be so fun, right? So diversity actually adds a lot of value to our lives. It gives us something to look forward to, something new to see. And obviously seeing new things every time is really fun, right? So now let's talk about diversity in India. In India, there are people of different religions who speak different languages, who have different cultures, and even the variety of food that we have over there, right? Every day, if we want to eat something different, we surely do have a lot of options. And this is what makes our country a really great country. So, how can we explain and talk about diversity? Initially, when people used to move from different places, they would, gather new habits. They would, make a lot of friends in different places. They would learn different things from different cultures, and finally, they would form their own culture. So each culture was different from another culture by this way, due to people traveling. And this is where history plays a great role in adding to diversity. Now, when people move from one place to another, the geography also changes, right? So, what geography does when it comes to contributing to diversity is that people's habits change in every place that they go to. So, let me tell you, a lot of people who live in coastal areas or areas near the sea are accustomed to eating more fish than those who live in the plains or areas where there's not much access to water. Now, living in different geographical habitats also adds to their different habits, be it clothing or eating and things like that. Even the kinds of jobs that they do really have a great difference. So, in the cities, we don't see much of farms, right? But in backward areas, we see a lot of farms. In cities, people mainly have office jobs, but in rural areas, people mostly have agricultural related work. So now let's take the example of Ladakh and the example of Kerala. Now, Ladakh is a desert in the mountains in the eastern part of Jammu and Kashmir. And there's very little agriculture possible over here because they don't receive much rain and there's a lot of snow. Now, people also depend on the melting snow to drink water. So, a lot of people over here have sheep and goats, and they mostly depend on these sheep and goats to produce wool. And that is the main job over there, wool producing. And as far as food is concerned, people mostly eat meat and milk and things like cheese and butter. They mostly depend on dairy products. Now, Ladakh really has a lot of traders over there who come to buy these souvenirs and their pashmina shawls and things like that. And this place is really famous for its spices and raw silk and carpets too. Now, Kerala on the other side is in the southern part of India and it has sea all around it. And they're famous for its spices, and there's a lot of trade that happens in the state. Now, a lot of Arabs had also come to this state long back for trade, and there are a lot of historical influences on this state, And people in Kerala practice a lot of different religions, such as Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, and Buddhism. Whereas in Ladakh, it's mostly Buddhism that happens over there. And even Muslims are also there, but not to a significant amount as much as Buddhists exist over there. In Kerala, the main job that people have are agricultural jobs and fishing. So, in contrast to Ladakh, in Kerala, there's much more farming and fishing opportunities available over there. So Kerala and Ladakh are extremely different, right? In terms of the landforms, the geographical features, the history, and the values and jobs that the people do over there. So these diverse cultures that are there is present in all countries. It's not just in India. And for now, we always move from place to place for work, and we do carry on our cultural traditions, but slowly they get influenced by different things that happen over there. Like us, we as a young generation, we don't follow all the values of our parents, right? Some cultural identities and values, we really don't care much about it, or we'll just be like, oh, okay, it's only for what the old people think and things like that. Now let's talk about unity and diversity. India is a really diverse country, and that's what makes it the strength of India. So remember, during the independence struggle, we were all Indians were of different cultures, languages, and I mentioned it before, but they were all one, and then they fought against the British to gain independence. So this is called unity and diversity. And another thing that really brings about unity and diversity is a national anthem. That's what makes everybody united. It's the song in one language which everybody sings, and everybody follows the same code of conduct. Everybody stands and sings the national anthem together. Now you can see a song over here, and this was sung right after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in Amritsar. Now, even men and women of different religions had gathered to protest against the British, and this was the song that was composed and sung to honor the memory of those brave people. So, in Jawaharlal Nehru's book, The Discovery of India, he had said that Indian unity isn't something which somebody else has enforced it on us, but it was something which we Indians had created on our own, and it's something that we follow. So it was actually Jawaharlal Nehru who had coined the phrase unity in diversity to describe our country. So, with this being the end of the video, please watch and check out for the next video that contains the whole chapter in compressed points. So stay tuned and please like, share, subscribe to Helping Little Gems for more content. Thank you so much.